All right. Are we live? Yes, I think we are live now. Welcome, Fair Runner TV, back with another live stream. Say back with another video, but this is not edited or anything, but it's a live stream. Yeah. Having a live stream kick, I guess. I don't know what you call it, but instead of doing a recorded video and editing and all that, we're just do it live. Why not? Why not? You can always watch the video. If you don't catch the live, you can always catch the replay because it will be available for your viewing pleasure. Man, it's a hot one down here in Northeast Florida today. The temperature is like 93, but the feel like temperature is way in the hundreds. The humidity is terrible out there today. It's bad. I'm glad I've got my AC fixing my car, man. That's because it's been hot all week like that 95, 96 degrees, humidity out of this world. But it is Florida, so what do you expect? What do you expect? So, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So, we'll go over this article I seen, I think, thinking like yesterday or today or something about some Mexican drivers losing their visas, and they're talking like 20,000. I thought it was like 20,000 instantly lost their visas. No, I think it's like in the last year. So 20,000 drivers from Mexico are no longer driving in the United States. Now, I used to go to Laredo all the time, and it's quite busy down there with you got the Mexican drivers coming across from Mexico, bringing freight across. Then you got, the regular drivers like me that were down there. It was a cluster. It was a cluster foxtrot down there for sure. So I was thinking 20,000, maybe from just one border city like Laredo, maybe that might have a little impact, but you got all the border towns from all the way down into Brownsville, all the way up into Southern California at 20,000 drivers. Probably not that much of an impact as far as the busyness of that border town that you're in. But let's go check out this article, see what's going on. And I think the article is out of Mexico. Let me see. $20,000. Share. There we go. Yeah, this is from Mexico Business News. U.S. cancels 20,000 visas for Mexican truck drivers. The United States canceled visas for 20,000 Mexican truck drivers between April 2025, and April 2026. So that's a whole year. Lost 20,000. Well, it's really, that's not that much. Adding pressure to cross border logistics, freight availability, and transport costs. The measure follows stricter enforcement of English language proficiency rules for commercial drivers, while FMCSA data shows thousands of related violations among Mexican and U.S. carriers. Oh, excuse me. Mexico's freight transport sector is facing renewed pressure after the United States withdrew visas from 20,000 Mexican truck drivers, a measure that industry leaders warn could disrupt cross border logistics and increase freight costs. That's what I get for trying to drink a Fresca before going live. The visas were canceled between wait a minute. Yeah, the visas were canceled between April 2025 and April 2026, according to Augusto Ramos, President, National Chamber of Freight Transport, Canacar, who said that out of 194,000 foreign operators working in the United States, 20,000 Mexican drivers had their visas withdrawn. So that's not really that much. 20,000 out of 194,000. Ramos said the measure is affecting binational trade logistics and creating pressure on freight availability, according to La Ornada. The decision follows stricter U.S. enforcement of English language proficiency requirements for commercial motor vehicle drivers. In April 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order instructing transportation authorities to enforce rules requiring commercial drivers to read and speak English sufficiently to understand traffic signs, communicate with authorities, respond to official inquiries, and complete reports and records, according to the White House. FMCSA later announced that English language proficiency violations would again be included in out of service criteria beginning June 25th, 2025, meaning drivers who fail to comply may be removed from service during inspections. FMCSA data shows English proficiency violations. The stricter enforcement environment is reflected in data. According to an FMCSA motor carrier management information system, data snapshot as of May 15th, including current year to date information on CY 2026, Mexican carriers registered 18,258 total English proficiency related violations and 116 out of service orders. The data are accurate as of the snapshot date, but remain subject to updates as new or additional information is reported to MCMIS. For Mexico, the largest category was border zone English proficiency under FMCSA code 391.11b to Z with 18,038 total violations and 5 out of service orders. Other violations included 195 cases of failure to converse, read signs, or complete records in English, 22 cases of failure to understand English traffic signage, and 3 cases of inability to respond to official inquiries. So here's a little snapshot of what is going on. Border zone English proficiency, total violations 18,038, 5 out of service. Only 5 out of that. Failure to converse, read signs, or complete records in English. Total violations 195, 103 out of service. Inability to respond to official inquiries. Total violations 3 out of service 3. Failure to understand English traffic signage. Now that's the one. 22 total violations and only 5 out of service. Total 18,258 with 116 out of service. The MCMIS data also show that U.S. carrier reported 12,827 total English proficiency related violations and 10,822 out of service orders during the same snapshot period. The largest U.S. category was border zone English proficiency under FMCSA code 391.11b2q with 9,723 total violations and 9,545 out of service orders. U.S. carriers also recorded 1,760 violations for failure to converse, read signs, or complete records in English. 1,252 violations for failure to understand English traffic signs, and 92 violations for inability to respond to official carriers. There's another snapshot. Total violations 9,723 out of service 9,545. That's for English proficiency. Failure to converse, read signs or complete records in English 1,760 with 12 out of service. Inability to respond to official inquiries 92, it's out of service 77. Get more of now. Failure to understand English traffic signage 1252 was out of service 1188. For Mexican carriers, the measure adds a new operational challenge to an already tight labor market. Canacar has warned that the visa cancellations are affecting the logistics, binational trade, and generating pressure on freight supply. The withdrawal of drivers could deepen existing labor constraints by removing experienced Mexican operators from U.S. routes. This may force companies to adjust operations, hire additional personnel, invest in training, or absorb higher logistic costs at a time when cross border trade remains a key pillar of Mexico's industrial strategy. In response, Canacar implemented a virtual English training program for operators to help them comply with the language requirements demanded by U.S. authorities. Now, there you go. That's where that last sentence is very important. In response, Canacar implemented a virtual English training program for operators to help them comply with the language requirements demanded by U.S. authorities. There you go. Train them at least basic English speaking skills. That would probably help out a little bit. Yes. Like I said, 20,000 out of what was it? Almost 200,000 drivers. That's like a drop in the bucket, more or less. And all the border towns, stretching across the border with Mexico. I don't know. But apparently, it's going to have some effect on Mexico's trading capabilities. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? It's a good deal. Good deal. Do you need to learn English? Yes. You'll be a truck driver in the United States. How are you going to read signs? Road signs. Road work ahead. Right lane closed. 2 miles. You can't read English. How are you going to know to start slowing down? Start getting prepared to get over in a lane that isn't closed ahead. I don't know. So that's what I got for this video. Let me know down in the comment section if you're watching the replay. Let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about this situation. So I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day and stay safe.